All right, guys, video number 5. I'm super hyped for this one because this is probably the most important thing when selling options, okay? So we know that buying and selling options are different, and thus this Greek theta is going to affect options differently as well. So we're going to start again by looking at the Greeks on SPY. And it is Sunday, so it is pre-market. This number will be a little bit different when comparing it to the other videos. However, if we click on any sort of expiration, we'll go out about a month, and we'll choose an at-the-money call, for example. Okay? We're going to go dive into the Greeks, delta, gamma, theta, and we're going to be looking at theta. Now, definition of theta is the daily time decay of option premium, okay? So remember, if we're buying a call in this example, right, we're paying both the intrinsic value, if there is any, right? So right now, this is a at the money option, which is out the money, right? So there's no intrinsic here. However, there's extrinsic, right? So extrinsic is time, right? And that time is going to erode away, which theta shows us, okay? So for every day this option goes closer to the expiration date, so every day getting closer to the 17th in this case, this option decays by 21 cents or 22 cents if you round. And knowing that options trade 100 or per 100 shares, this means that this option is decaying by $21 a day, okay? And this curve actually gets more and more extreme, right? So if I search up theta decay graph, didn't mean to put in a new tab, but if we put our image here, you can see that 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, the closer we get to expiration, the theta decay becomes way more aggressive, right? Now, this is good and bad for different reasons. If we are an option buyer, this time buys us potential gains, right? Because if the stock was going to make a big move, it needs to happen sooner than later because theta is going to eat the option premium, right? However, if we're selling a call, this theta is actually money in our pocket every day, right? So every day this option decays, we're making $21 back because we're short the contract, right? Now, theta, this is all in theory, right? So this is saying if the share price stays the exact same from where it is today going to tomorrow, theta is going to erode by this much, right? So if the option was going to go up, the delta and gamma are going to change the price, but theta is always something to keep in the back of your head, time decay, right? So, yep, we already went over the acceleration, right? We showed that in the graph. Long options, right? They're theta negative. Long options, we are losing out on that theta. It's actually not good for us, right? Because the time value of that is important to us because we can sell it for that time value, right? If there's no time left on it, it's going to only sell for the intrinsic, right? So short options are going to be better for capturing that theta, right? This is exactly why I like to sell options because it makes sense to do so. I'm getting, in theory, paid to hold those contracts, right? Now, I like to sell, again, we can sell weeklies, we can sell long dated. I like to sell the 30 to 40 DTE. So I, as you can see, I'll be transparent with my portfolio, right? And we'll actually refresh this because it is a new day. As you can see, I am short a lot of contracts that expire, again, sell on the 31st. That's about 40 days till expiration, but it is literally just because the time decay curve / graph, right? I want to capture enough time value where it's worth it to be putting on those trades, right? And you can obviously sell weeklies because weeklies, it'll be the most aggressive time decay. However, I like monthlies. They give the option a little bit more time to run. They're not going to be volatile in the fact that maybe the stock goes up 5% that week, right? The monthly is going to be more holistic and broad speaking, right? So minor, tiny changes in the stock won't affect those weeklies, but bigger changes are, so I prefer to sell the monthlies. So that is theta. This is a very important concept. Time decay is huge when it comes to the selling and buying of options. So again, rewatch this if you need. If not, I'll see you in the next video.